I am officially announcing my candidacy here with David Farrow.
Many years ago when I interviewed you when you were running for the mayor of Charleston, I asked you if you were a black Republican or a Republican that happened to be black. Do you remember that?
Right.
Okay. I've got two questions. All right. Number one, are you still black?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you a Republican?
Absolutely.
You are. Is that right? Okay. Well, now, of course, Keith Summey's a Republican, right?
Yes. I don't know.
What, you know, as I told you, I have been going through articles about you, and I think there's going to be a question a lot of people are going to ask these questions, Kwadjo. You have a checkered past. You know, that's not judgmental, it just is. I guess one question people ask is why, what's changed?
Stability.
What's that?
Stability. I'm more clear. I'm more focused than I've ever been. My priorities are in line, with family.
We'll talk about that for a minute, you know, because a lot of people don't know that you actually have settled down, that you're getting your master's.
Right.
In what?
Education.
From Clemson.
Right.
All right, you're going to teach down here?
I will, eventually.
After you're mayor.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so there are those that would argue.
I've always said once I, finish doing my work as far as community development and helping to get, the community I come from more self-sufficient, self-reliant, then I could, I'd like to teach. I enjoy being in the classroom. I enjoy working with kids.
Well, okay, so the next obvious question is, what has possessed you to run against Keith Summey? He's gotten pretty powerful, and he's done a lot for North Charleston. Or no? Do you think he has not?
And he's done a lot for some parts of North Charleston, but the majority of communities in North Charleston are blighted communities, and he hasn't done anything as far as revitalization for those communities.
So this is a black-white thing or a community thing?
It's a community thing. Hidden areas that are blighted be revitalized.
Oh, I agree with you. Yeah, sure.
I don't think that's a race thing. That's a community thing.
No, you're absolutely right there. I will say this: one rarely finds Republican community organizers. Speaking of which, because of course everybody's going to be asked that's black, as you probably know, Tim Scott is running for the Henry Brown's old seat.
Right.
And Robert Ford is running for Democrat for governor.
Governor, right.
Okay. So, since you are black, what do you think of our president?
What do I think of our president?
Right.
Oh, I am a supporter of Obama.
That's also a rare Republican thing, too. Why Republican, Kwadjo? I mean, you sound like a Democrat, buddy. No offense, but you do.
Why is it? Because I support Obama?
Not just that, a couple other things, but
people talk about people becoming Republicans for expediency. That's not what happened with me. If people look at the history,
And yet, people are going to ask you about Al Sharpton. They are.
Yeah.
So, how do you answer that?
No, I'll answer by saying,